Hello, I'm David Birchfield, and this is my video review of the Canon EOS Elan 7E. This is a 35mm film SLR camera that was produced by Canon in around the year 2000. I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of some of the interesting features of this camera, and I'll show you how to load the film, and I will also show you a few of the interesting images that I've captured with it. I actually have my 40mm STM pancake lens mounted right now, and this is a really new lens that just came out within the past couple of years, and it actually works really well. The STM is kind of a new thing for Canon, and it's made for video shooting with your DSLR, but the lens actually works really well on this camera that's 15 years old. So we'll start with the mode dial. You have your mode dial just like if you've ever used a Canon digital SLR. It's basically the same. You have the creative zone, which are your more manual modes like the program mode, aperture priority, shutter priority, manual. It has this depth of field control mode, which I haven't really messed with too much, and also a custom function. And it also has the basic zone, which is portrait, landscape, macro, action, or for shooting moving objects, and a night photography mode. Over here, this allows you to change the drive modes. Has a single shot, continuous burst, and this is a timer it's a self timer / remote control mode, so you can use an infrared remote. I'll do a quick burst so you can hear how fast it can shoot, which is pretty good. It's about 3 frames per second, which when you're shooting 35mm film and you have 36 shots on a roll, that's a roll gone in about 12 seconds. It also has this interesting feature called eye control autofocus, and the way it works is you look through you actually have to use there's a calibration program involved, and but the way the eye control focus works is that there's a little sensor in the viewfinder that tracks your eye, and as you look at the different autofocus squares inside the viewfinder, based on where your eye is looking, it'll select the focus point on one of those squares. So you have 2 on the left, 2 on the right, 1 on the top, 1 on the bottom, and 1 in the middle. So if you look at the one on the top, it's going to focus on whatever's at that point. If you look at the far right, it's going to do the same thing. So it's kind of an interesting feature. I kind of found it a little gimmicky. It worked maybe 75% of the time. So it's kind of hit or miss. Probably wouldn't use it a whole lot in real world shooting, but it's an interesting feature. You got your dial here for changing the different focus modes. It's got AI servo, AI focus, and one shot. It has the normal LCD screen that gives you some information there. Lets you dial in the exposure compensation, see your battery life. When you have a roll of film in, it tells you how many exposures are left. So there's a few other dials and things that I won't go into. You can read the manual if you're interested in the rest. It's got the pop-up flash, which looks kind of cool, and it's got a hot shoe. But that's about it. It takes 2 of these 3-volt batteries, and one thing that I'm not a huge fan of is that it has a plastic hinge on the battery compartment. So basically that means that your battery door has a finite life. After a certain number of times changing the battery, that door is going to fall off because it's just the hinge is made out of plastic, and then you're pretty much out of luck. Time to get a new camera or else figure out a way to attach the battery door in some other way. But not bad for a $70 camera. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to load the film. It's pretty simple. So you click that to open the door on the back, and basically you put the film cartridge in here, and then you just pull the leader out until it is level with the orange mark. And I have a roll of Tri-X 400 here that I'm going to load. So you put the pointy side of the cartridge into the orange part there, and then you just pull the leader across till it's even with the orange line, and you close the door, and it does the rest for you. Now you can see on the LCD screen that we're on shot number 1, and it'll go up to 36 shots. So, and this little marker here in the corner tells you that there is film in it. The other thing that I really like about this camera versus other film cameras that I've used is that it has this little window so you can see the type of film that's in it. It also automatically reads what the film speed is, so you don't have to dial in the ISO. It just does it for you. And I think it has some kind of a barcode on it that tells it what the film speed is. But very, very simple, works really well, and that's it.